Hey guys, sorry my last video went on so long. It was only supposed to be 5 minutes. It ended up being like near 15 minutes. Anyway, this video is going to be about 5 minutes, hopefully. Anyway, Robert Kirkman said something really interesting at New York Comic Con, and he said issue 187, which will come out in January, will be like the start to the biggest storyline in the comic book ever. And if you do the math, issue 187 is the start of volume 32. Volume 32 will have 6 issues, because all the volumes have 6 issues. So the last issue in volume 32 will be issue 192. Now what's the significance of 192? 48 and 48 make 96. 96 and 96 make 192. Why did I go by 48? Because compendiums, that's why. Compendiums are the big books you see of The Walking Dead that have 48 issues each in them. Now compendiums usually end on big what the fuck moments. Like usually the compendiums end at a very important change in the Walking Dead comic book. And spoilers for the comic book are coming up now. Compendium 1, the last volume that made up Compendium 1 was Volume 8, Made to Suffer, which had issues 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. And these issues were a huge turning point. The prison that the characters have been staying at since almost the beginning of the series gets destroyed. Most of the characters get killed off. Well, maybe not most, but a good majority of them, including A-list characters like Tyrese, Laurie, you know, like, it's a bloodbath set of issues. And after that, the comic book never really went back to that kind of style, you know, like it was very different after this, because after that the characters were on the road for a long time. Compendium 2 didn't end with big deaths, but Compendium 2 did end with a huge change. The last volume that took up Compendium 2 was A Larger World, which is volume 16, which was issues 91, 92, 93, 94, 95 and 96. In this storyline they meet Paul Jesus Monroe, and they are introduced to the hilltop, and they are told about a man called Negan who leads a group called the Saviors. And Rick says that he is going to go after this group, which leads to the very next storyline, which was volume 17, which is what started Compendium 3, which was called Something to Fear, which is a volume that killed off 2 huge characters, Abraham by having him get shot through the eye with a crossbow bolt by Dwight, and then Glenn getting his head bashed in by Negan and his baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire called Lucille. You know, it was a huge storyline, and you know, it was meeting the hilltop, which led them to Negan, which led them to the Kingdom, because you know the hilltop had contacts, you know, were in contact with the Kingdom, and the Kingdom were also under Negan's rule. And all that stuff led to All Out War, which led to a new beginning. The Compendium 3 also ended pretty bloody with a massacre of characters. Compendium 3's last volume was volume 24, Life and Death, and it had issues 139, 140, 141, 142, 143 and 144. And that volume ended with 12 characters getting their heads cut off and put on pikes to make a border. And characters that died included characters like Olivia, Ezekiel, Rosita, her unborn child. So it was a big point, and that led to the Whisper War, which, you know, was pretty early on in Compendium 4. But anyway, what the fuck are they going to do to end off Compendium 4? Judging by issue 186's cover, it looks like Rick is in real fucking danger. So could this be the end of Rick in the comic book? It's possible. You know, Robert Kirkman teased Rick could die next issue. He could die 10 years from now. I'm hoping for the 10 years from now. I'm hoping Rick never dies, personally, because I just love his character so much. He's my favourite character in the entire franchise. Comic and TV Rick are. But, you know, next issue is 185, which looks like it's going to be about Carl and the Hilltop, which will most likely mean Maggie, Lydia, Sophia, Dante. So... Now, he said, unfortunately, I don't have a cover for issue 187 to show you. Now, we usually get a cover reveal at the end of the month, right before the next issue comes out. So, during, like, the later part of the month, keep an eye out for issue 187's cover. Because we'll get a title for the issue, and we'll get a synopsis for the issue, basically giving us a clue as to what could happen. And this could be quite possibly maybe the bloodiest few issues we've ever gotten in The Walking Dead. Because Robert Kirkman has also teased this in issue 181's Letter Hacks. He said one of the characters that was meant, at least one, so there could even be more than one, but at least one of the characters that was talked about in the Letter Hacks will die before issue 200. And he said issue 200 will have no deaths. It's canon. Now, he could be joking by the issue 200 thing. There could still be a death in issue 200, because he has said before that whatever he says in the Letter Hack shouldn't be considered as canon. And it seems like he did say it's canon that no one dies in issue 200 as like a reference to that, because that wasn't too many issues ago. So I do think he's being serious that at least one character is dying before issue 200. However, I think he's less serious about the no one's going to die in issue 200. And now you may say, well, that sounds like such a rip-off, no one dies in issue 200. Look, Robert Kirkman doesn't have to squeeze a death into a milestone issue because it's a milestone issue. A lot of people were disappointed by 150 because there was no huge fucking death. But issue 150 was a turning point for the series. That's where Rick came up with the idea for the militia. And, you know, that changed things a bit. People attacking Rick, you know, a lot of that stuff, you know, it was a big turning point for the series. Issue 50 didn't have any deaths either. Issue 50 was kind of like a bottle episode, a bottle issue, where it was just focused on Rick and Carl, and a good amount of the issue was just them in the house. Rick was passed out for most of the issue, and most of the issue was just Carl wandering around the place, killing walkers, and trying to survive. So yeah, Robert Kirkman doesn't go, oh, issue 200, time to kill off another big character. No, he's just like, no, issue 200, that's cool, we have a milestone issue. You know, issue 100, it just lined up perfectly to have Negan appear right then and there, and have Glenn die right then and there. So deaths don't need to happen every milestone, so don't be bummed out if no death occurs in issue 200, especially because we are most likely getting a big death before issue 200. Now, in terms of who do I think will die, there's many different options. You know, it's just crazy to think, you know, we're most likely not too far off from another death. And you know, issue 187 is only a couple months away. Like, we're nearing the midpoint of October. Issue 184 just came out like last week. Or actually no, it came out this week. Yeah, it did. And in a few weeks' time, at the start of November, we're going to get issue 185, and then at the start of December, we're going to get 186, and in January, we're going to get 187. So, fuck, we're very close, and we could see a set of issues that, if you people collect the single issues, I would recommend, if you want to sell some for profit after a few years, you know, when the issues go up in value, I recommend you might want to buy doubles of all the issues that are coming up. If you want, you know, just by what Robert Kirkman said, maybe you buy doubles anyway. You might want to prepare yourself for these next few issues. Hell, even prepare yourself for the next 2 issues, because some shit might go down in the next couple issues that sets up the chain of events in issue 187 onwards. I think after 2019, the Walking Dead comic will never be the same again, and that is scary. 187 to 192 are going to make a huge difference, and then volume 33 will consist of issue 193, 194, 195, 196, and 197, and 198. And then volume 34 will be 199, 200, the big 200, 201, 202, 203, and 204. Guys, get ready. Things are going to get fucking crazy. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this. So everyone, let's fucking get ready. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate it. Another video that went longer than 5 minutes because I ramble on. Anyway, I hope you guys like that I ramble on, because, you know, it gives you more to listen to, and, you know, there's more of a discussion in it, because these are unscripted, and, you know, I'll say stuff on the spot, so it's a bit more like, it's not so, okay, here's point A, point B. It's more like, okay guys, there's this, and oh shit, I just thought, here's this. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.